now that we have added our goals and our standards, and we've added a rubric and evaluation, let's add some resources and some evidence cards. First, we'll talk about the resource cards. Resource cards in a workspace are anything that the students might need to complete whatever project that you are having them do. Since we're having our students make a project where they're going to either make a good presentation or a good video, let's add some resources for those students so that they'll know what a good presentation and good video looks like. In the do section for this part of the Learn and Earn, it gives us some ideas of what we can add. So I'm going to add a resource card about the tips from TED, the Technology, Education, and Design. So I'm going to click Add Resources. Remember, my card has to have a title, so I'm going to paste my title in here. I'm going to go copy my description. And that's how I'm going to click the link button. And in the link button, I'm going to paste this URL from the do section. And I'll click Save. And you'll notice that sometimes, maybe not every time, but sometimes it will pop up with an actual picture from that. So we've added one resource, let's add another resource, and this time we're going to add a resource that has a YouTube video in it. And so I'm just going to add the title, Rehearsal is Important. And this time I'm going to click the link button and copy this YouTube video. I'm going to click Save. And you'll notice that the card pops up with the YouTube video embedded. Here is a big issue for lots of us. That YouTube video is not necessarily visible to students. Just because you can see it does not mean that students can see it. If a student were to go to this particular workspace and this particular YouTube video were blocked for them, when they tried to play it, all they would see is the fuzz or something like the administrator has to enable this video. So just because you embed a YouTube video in Workspace does not get around the filters that we have built in here. All right, so resource cards are resources for students to use when they are doing their project. Evidence cards are how students can prove that they have done something or that they have learned something. And the evidence cards are a little bit different. So the first thing we're going to do is click an Add Evidence Card. And you'll notice you have a lot more choices here. So like we said before, every card has to have a title. So this time I'm going to call it Storyboard. And I'm going to copy and paste my description, which talks about what the students have to do to storyboard. It just says that, it's really important to storyboard out a presentation or a video. And then I have some choices: copy per learner, copy per group. Copy per learner means each student in the class will get their own copy of this. Copy per group means that each group will have a collaborative copy of this particular piece of evidence. We haven't talked about groups yet, and we'll get to that in a later section. And I'm going to, rather than choosing to add something from Drive or choosing to add a link, I can click the Create button and choose Slide. What it will do is it'll open up a new slide deck for me. It automatically gives it the storyboard. I can do whatever I want to this. I could add things to this if I liked. I'm just going to keep it blank. I'm going to close it down, and you can see that it's added the storyboard. I'm going to choose a start date of today and a due date a week from today. So I've added title, a description, copy per learner, the storyboard, starting at today, due in a week, and I click Save. I'm going to add another piece of evidence, and this time I'm going to call it Script. I'm going to add this description here, talking about how the student should be doing a script. I'm going to copy per learner, so it's going to make a copy for each learner. I'm going to create a doc, and it's going to open a doc called Script. And once again, you could do anything to that document that you wanted. This time I'm going to choose start date a week from today, and then a week from today, and then a due date that's 2 weeks from today. And I'm going to click save. Now I can see both of these cards. I can see the script card, I can see the storyboard card, but the students will not see the script card until the day that it is supposed to come available for them. Here's a couple other fun things that you can do with these cards now that we have starting to really build out our workspace. If I would like to, I can click on the change icon button here, and I can choose different icons to represent different things. So for my objectives, I'm going to choose a little rocket ship. And for the script, and for any evidence, I'm going to make it a diamond. So any evidence that my students have to do, I'm going to make it a diamond. This is really just to make the board a little bit more entertaining to look at, but it's not absolutely a necessity.